Nobody cares about the Big 12 though, because the Big 12 sucks, and like that's why people vouching for y'all. Like y'all about to start getting Notre Dame treatment. People about to stop vouching for y'all to go to the playoffs because y'all do the same thing every time y'all get in. I mean, I know OU sucks, but don't get mad about it. Now, don't throw picks because OU sucks now.
No, you can keep doing it.
You're saying the Big 12 is not good because you're an SEC fan.
No, I'm saying the Big 12 is not good because everybody knows the Big 12 sucks. The Big 12 plays no defense.
So you're saying 5 teams. 5 teams that are worth mentioning in the SEC are better than the Big 12. Let me tell you who's good in the SEC. LSU, Alabama, maybe Florida. The only reason you're saying the SEC is better than the Big 12.
No, I'm saying this because I'm.
All right, welcome back to the show. So today we're actually going to do a few things differently. We're going to make some game picks and we're going to do some hot takes. So the first game we are going to do tonight, Amari, is Nebraska and Ohio State this weekend. You know, the Big Ten opens up their gameplay. So who do you got in that one?
Ohio State, by a lot. They're going to destroy Nebraska.
Yeah, so Ohio State has a 95% chance to win. I think Nebraska, this is my hot take, I think Nebraska is going to actually compete with Ohio State this weekend. I think Scott Frost is going to motivate his team this weekend. I mean, I've said it multiple times, they're a huge advocate for the season to start. So I think that's going to give them a little bit of an edge. And I think I'm going to take Nebraska by 3 points this weekend.
You going to take Nebraska by 3?
Yeah,
that's a hot take because that's trash. I don't know. They might come out and give shock Ohio State.
It's the first game of the season. Everybody's dealt with COVID-19 protocols. So who knows? You know, they might catch Ohio State sleeping.
I just think the guys for Ohio State are way better than the guys from Nebraska.
And then we'll move on to something a little more local.
K-State versus KU.
Yeah,
I'm going K-State.
You know, Deuce Vaughn is, he has 50 carries, 238 yards, and 3 touchdowns. I think he's kind of found his identity the last couple of weeks. He definitely did it against Oklahoma. I think he's going to have a big game. You know, we saw that Skylar Thompson is out for the season. Mm-hmm. But I still think that K-State is too much for Kansas. Les Miles hasn't really changed the
culture.
Yeah, the culture of KU football. You know, I think they'll get there, but they're just not there. Their defense is really bad. Their offense, has no identity. So I'm going to go K-State big. You know, they have a 95% chance to win. Yeah. And K-State's still looking for a Big 12 champion. You know, their championship, they're 3-0. And so K-State big. And then we'll stay into the Big 12. We got Iowa State and Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State has a 73.6% chance to win. You know, Chuba Hubbard, has 339 rushing yards. He hasn't done much, but he's just done enough for the Oklahoma State offense. Who do you got in that one?
That's tough. I'm going to go Oklahoma State, though, just because they got a big X factor in Chuba. I feel like when the game is on the line, Chuba can do what he does.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty good running back battle, Bryce Hall and Chuba Hubbard.
I don't know much about Bryce Hall, but I do know Chuba. And
Wichita native, out of Iowa State. I think Brock Purdy will have a pretty solid night. He's had more experience than the Oklahoma State quarterback, but I just think that Oklahoma State's offense is going to be a little bit too much for Iowa State to handle, but it's going to be a close game.
We're going to see because Iowa State defense can turn it on sometimes.
Yeah, so. I think it's going to be around a 40-plus point game.
Yeah, I can see that.
All right, then we're going to go back to the Big Ten. We got Michigan and Minnesota. Who do you have in that one?
I'm taking Michigan. My little cousin started quarterback for Michigan. I gotta roll with them. My hot take is that Michigan will win the Big Ten this year.
That's rough. I mean,
I'm gonna go there with it.
Yeah, Ohio State is the front runner. To pick Michigan, that's a pretty hot take. I don't think any expert is picking Michigan besides people in the state of Michigan. I think I'm gonna go Minnesota. I think they had a pretty solid season last year. I think they're gonna build upon that. Michigan's pretty inexperienced on offense.
At quarterback, yeah, because this is his first year starting, but he has taken game reps, so I wouldn't say he's a noob at quarterback. He played behind a good quarterback in Shea Patterson last year, so
it has the potential of being a relatively high scoring game, but the Big Ten sometimes surprises people and plays defense. So I think this game will be scored in the 30s, and this game is going to come down to limiting turnovers, and that's what the Michigan's quarterback is going to have to do, especially with being that inexperienced under center. Mm-hmm. And then next we have 2 non-power 5. college football playoff contenders. We have Cincinnati and SMU. We talked about this earlier in the week. Who's your final take on that?
I'm going to go Pony. I'm going Pony Express. SMU for the win.
I'm actually going to go Cincinnati. Desmond Ridder, the quarterback for Cincinnati. He has 6 touchdowns, but he also has 4 interceptions. And the key to this game is him limiting those interceptions, obviously, against SMU. And you can't really succeed if you're going to be turning the ball over. But they also have a running back. He has 42 carries and only 145 yards, but he has 4 touchdowns.
Ooh.
I mean, for Cincinnati.
Those are his season stacks?
Yeah, so far. And
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, if he has 42 carries and only 140 yards, all those touchdowns have to be inside the 5-yard line. So, I'm not putting too much into those touchdowns. And 2, we're about 4 games in. They don't trust him that much.
Cincinnati's only 3 games in since they had to cancel a game against Tulsa due to COVID. So, I look at the 4 touchdowns like this. At least they're executing if he's getting the ball with inside the red zone.
Yeah, they're a good team, so I'm definitely not putting too much into his 4 touchdowns.
All right, then we'll go to the SEC. Number 2, Alabama and Tennessee. You think Tennessee can squeak one out?
Tennessee got some dudes that can take the top off, so if they can expose Bama DBs, that's always, that's the key to beating Alabama anytime. Beat their DBs when they play man.
This is the thing about Tennessee. Tennessee always plays Alabama really close in the first half.
They play everybody really close in the first half.
They come out of the second half and they just crumble. I don't know what type of adjustments they're making.
That's a coaching thing, though.
Absolutely.
I don't think they're making adjustments because they play so good in the first half that the other team makes adjustments and just turns up on them.
And Tennessee, they competed with Georgia when they were playing them earlier this season, and I thought that Tennessee was actually going to win that one because Tennessee, they weren't in control of the game, but you saw that they were continuously building momentum. The half ended. Georgia came out and completely dominated on the defensive side of the ball and stalled. So Tennessee has absolutely no chance of winning this game. I'm going to go Alabama big. I think Mac Jones is going to have a pretty big night.
Yeah, I'm going Bama by 21.
All right, then we'll go to our last one is going to be Clemson and Syracuse. Obviously, Clemson is the front runner for the national championship with Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne in the backfield. So. And Syracuse has been struggling this year.
I'm going
1-4.
Clemson by 50.
Yeah, I think I'm going to put them at 63, 63-7. Syracuse is absolutely awful on offense and defense.
For sure.
But that is going to do it for us today. Those are our game picks and hot takes. I'm Christian, and that's Amari.
See ya.